Hi all, this is Chandrasekhar. Today I am going to teach variables concepts in Java. Let us see the first slide of this concept. Generally, we have three types of variables. First one is static variable, another one is non-static variable, third one is local variable. Let us see static variable. It is a variable which belongs to the class and not to object, which means static variables are declared outside the method and inside the class with the static keyword before the variable. Static variables are initialized only once. For every object creation, it will not create a separate memory for static variables. If you create many objects, the same memory is allocated for static variables. Static variables can be accessed directly by the class name. We can access these static variables directly by the class name. We no need to create an object to access these static variables. Here it is showing the syntax class name dot variable name. How static variables are accessible. Class name dot variable name. Coming to the non-static variable. These non-static variables are declared outside the method and inside the class. For every object creation, a new memory is allocated for non-static variables. Non-static variables is also known as instance variables. Here the second point I already said that for every object a new memory is allocated. Instance variables can be accessed with the help of object reference. If we want to access these instance variables, we need to create an object. Then with the object reference only we can access these non-static variables. Instance variables are declared outside the method and inside the class. This point I already said. Here let us see the example how non-static variables are represented. Class A open braces int I equal to 10. This is a non-static variable. How non-static variable is declared in the class outside the method and inside the class. This is the main method. If you want to access this int I equal to 10, we need to create an object, and then with that object reference only we can access that int I. In static variable case, we no need to create any objects. We can directly access through class name like a.i. We can access directly. Coming to local variables, local variables are declared inside the block level. The scope of this local variables within the block only. We cannot access these local variables outside the block. Here int I, it is a local variable because we are representing this int I between the method void m1. It is a method. Inside a m1 method we are declaring a variable I, so it became a local variable. In local variable concept, we need to remember one important point like local variables must be initialized. Here I am initializing with 10. If we didn't initialize with the local variable, we will get a compilation error. Another important point is local variables must be declared. We cannot declare static keyword to local variables. This is an important point. If we declare with the static keyword, then we will get a compilation error. The scope of this variable can be accessed within the block only. Outside the block we cannot access these static variables. Here see the program how, what is the static variable, what is the instance variable, and what is the local variable. Here I took a example as a college class, and when we declare a static variables and when we declare non-static variables and when we declare local variables, here in this example I will show. If you take a college class, in college for every student college name will be same. means for every object the same memory is allocated. College name should be same for every student, so I declare this college name as static because the same memory is allocated for every object. I declare college name as Narayana, so every student college name is Narayana. Here I declare student ID as non-static. Why? Because for every student the student ID will be different. Suppose example for student 1, if the ID is 1, for second student it will be 2, like that. For every object it will change. Non-static variable, the memory is allocated for every object. So I declaring the student ID as non-static. Here I am showing how the static variables are accessible. Static variables are accessible with a class name. Here I am showing college dot college name. College is a class and college name is a variable. Class name dot variable name. For student 1, I created a object for college for student 1. For student 1, I am giving the ID 10. If you want to access this variable, directly we can access with this reference. If we want to access this instance variable through object reference only, we can access. Here I am showing student 1 is an object reference and student ID is a variable. Int I equal to 10, it is a local variable. Why? Because we are declaring inside the method. This is a main method. So the scope of this variable is within the block only. We cannot access this variable with outside the block. These are the concept of static instance and local variables. Coming to the static block instance block concept. First let us see static blocks. Static block, the block get executed when the class is loaded in the memory. The class can have multiple static blocks which will execute in the same sequence in which they have been written into program. Means before executing the main method, by the class loading time only the static block will be executed. Here this block will execute first, then only it will come to the main method. So first preference will go to the static block. That's what the static block is. Coming to the instance block, is used to initialize the instance data members. It runs each time when object of the class is created. For every object the instance block will be executed. Static block is executed only one time, but instance block will execute for every object. Remember this point. Here I have taken a simple program about a static blocks, instance block, constructors. This is a static block. This is a static block. This is a constructor. This is a non-static block. This is a main method. If you execute this program, first at the class loading time only this static block will execute. Then instance block will execute whenever you create an object, then every object this instance block will execute. Whenever you create an object, automatically this constructor will create. Bike 7 off, this is a constructor. Whenever you create a constructor, automatically whenever you create an object, automatically constructor will create. The constructor will execute here. Let us see this program in Eclipse. Bike 7. See how it will execute. First static blocks I am printing. At the class loading time only this I value is printed. Then next preference is instance block, speed 100. Then whenever object is created, constructor will create. In that constructor we are mentioning speed is speed. For every object this instance is created. Again speed will print. Then again this constructor will print like this. In college example we will execute in Eclipse. What will happen we will see. See, I taken this college name as Narayana. For every student this name will be same. So I declared it as static. For every student this student ID will be changed. So I declare this as instance. So we can access this college name with class name dot variable name. You create a college object for student 1. Here I am showing the student ID. I am giving 10. I am printing. For every student the ID will be changed. So I declared as non-static. This is the concept for today. If you have any queries, please comment me. I will help you. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe.